Welcome back, Airsofters. Norseman here, and this is the world of Airsoft. Now what we're going to do today is talk about my CYMA M14 EBR. Now I bought this about a year ago from evike.com for $289. Now in 1 year I have not had one single issue with this airsoft gun. So for the price of $289 for this good of quality, it's good stuff. As I said, this is an ERB, so it does not have the crane stock. As it came from stock, or from the box, it came with the EBR stock, did not come with this magazine. It came with just a standard M14 magazine. It came with the PEC box and the wires out the side, because there is nowhere to put a battery in the stock. Did not come with a scope or anything else. What I've done with it since I've owned it, I converted to Dean's. It does recommend a 7.4 LiPo, but I've run an 11.1 in it the whole time I've had it and never had a single issue. It does have a version 7 gearbox, full metal, so I've never messed with that, and hopefully won't have to, other than when I do plan to eventually put a F2 Polestar in this thing. Bushnell 9-power scope, yeah, 9-power airsoft gun, came from my Black Powder 50. Never have to put it on like 3 or 4 power. Lens protector, and the standard stuff. Now out of the box, this thing was supposed to shoot for 100 FPS with 2 O's. I typically run 3s in this because of the long barrel. It seems to really like the 3s. They've got really good distance, really good accuracy, consistency, but they do come out at only like 285 FPS. So I would like to put a longer internal barrel in this thing. Other things I've done to it: Angel Custom Firestorm flash mag, holds 1500 BBs. I never have to reload this thing in a game. It's ridiculous. Whether I'm running in semi-auto or full auto, don't even really need full auto. This thing fires so fast in semi that it's hard to even tell the difference. It works great. The big issues I've had with this gun really only is the weight. This is a full metal gun and it is hefty. Especially considering most of the weight is forward of the magazine, which means it's forward of your trigger hand, and the weight is essentially up front. So your offhand, whatever's holding out, has got a significant load on it as you're running around. At one time I did have a full metal bipod on the front of this and a suppressor, and I had a buddy borrow this thing for a game who's a pretty big dude, and he could not stand the weight of this thing. It is hefty. It's not as bad as my saw, but it is not distributed like a saw. Like I said, it's pretty much all the weight is on one side. But it is full metal, very sturdy. Even the action sounds and works just like the real thing. The hop up can be a little difficult to get to, as it is below by the magazine, but so it's hard to get out with gloves, but it's really not too bad. It's got a lot of accessory space, rails on both sides, top and bottom, and yes, the PEC box that it comes with for the battery takes a lot of rail space, and you don't really have a choice where to put it because of where the wires come out. If that's a problem with you, they do have a crane stock for this that you put the battery in there. It does not come with the PEC box. The battery can go right in there, just like a typical M4 style butt stock. But I liked this. This had a really unique look to it. It was a really good choice for me. Now, I do use a riser or scope or a riser mount for my scopes, and I use them on everything. Because of this big helmet I use, because of my glasses, it's hard to get my cheek to the stock without having the optic higher up on a riser. But it also worked very good, because as you can see, there's rails before and behind where the action is. The scope is supposed to be mounted on both sides directly over where the action is, but that was too far back for me. And honestly, unless you have a high scope mount, even like this, it tends to run into your rear sight post. There's not a lot of space there. So what this high rise allowed me to do is I was able to mount it further back, at like the back inch of this riser, is not actually on any Picatinny rails, and it's never moved. It's very, very solid. And that allowed me to shift the scope a little bit further back, giving me room to wear my big ass helmet. What I'd like to do with this thing in the future, tighter, longer internal barrel, put the silencer back on it. Even with the weight, the upgrade in performance would be great. And eventually put a Polestar F2 in this thing. I think would be outstanding. But out of the box for $280, this thing is fantastic. If you're looking for a DMR, the CYMA M14 EBR is a great choice. Inexpensive, full metal, robust, sturdy, and it looks great. Thanks for checking me out, or thanks for checking us out. Subscribe for more content. Follow me on Instagram, there's a list below, and as always, have fun and call your hits.